What is this? What is this? I guess we'll have to find out.
Still got your photograph.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Got the Night here, coming at you with another video. And if you recall, this processor is the one that I used in my home theater PC build. Along with the 550 Ti, I threw this in there, and I think a lot of you are going to be surprised at some of the performance that I was actually able to achieve with this $45 quad-core processor. So without further ado, let's get started. So the AMD Sempron 3850 is a processor on the AM1 platform. It's a platform which is made from the Jaguar core, or the Jaguar architecture that's the same in the Xbox One and PS4. Wow, I had a brain fart. But it's based off the same architecture as them. So what could you expect out of it? A lot? A little? Eh? Well, I had it paired up with the 550 Ti from NVIDIA. And to be honest with you, I was not disappointed at all with the performance of this. Granted, yeah, you're not going to use this for video editing or rendering. I took it through Cinebench, and it scored a 2.95, which doesn't do anything, but hey, you know, it's 45 bucks. Oh, well, at the time of filming this video, it's $45. But for a home theater PC, this actually would not be a bad idea, because I did do Netflix. I did attach a external Blu-ray player to my home theater PC, and actually, surprisingly, this handled it very well. I never really saw it go over 100% utilization and stuff like that. I did not try 4K due to the fact that I don't have any 4K outputs. I do know I could have tested it, you know, with 4K playback on YouTube, but I don't have a 4K monitor, so I didn't really want to mess with it. So for people who are wondering about 4K with this thing, I'm sorry, I'm not the person for that one. But let's get into some gaming benchmarks. I actually was playing Crysis 3, Skyrim, and this game right here, StarCraft 2. So this one's more of a CPU intensive game. I had 2 GPU bound games to see if the 3850 was a bottleneck for the graphics card, which is only a 550 Ti, and yes, I do know that's a low-end graphics card, but it's the only thing I had available at the time. So what I have seeing on here with Crysis 3 at 1080p, mind you, lowest possible setting, so everything low, no anti-aliasing obviously. My max frame rate was actually 47, which isn't bad, with a minimum of 27. So I had an average of 35 frames a second, which is actually still quite playable depending on who you talk to. Console gaming, that is actually very playable, but hey, that ain't bad. Now, when I started using it on StarCraft, that's actually kind of where the CPU saw a bottleneck, because saw drastic performance issues because of it only being 1.3 gigahertz and 2 megabytes of level 2 cache, which, like I said, it's still not a bad processor. This is kind of where I saw the performance issues of the processor. With, I maxed everything out. You would think, you know, it's not a very taxing game on a lot of computers, but it was only able to play at an average of 40 frames a second, which, you know, granted, still is not bad. It's still playable, which is just fine, which is still great. For a home theater PC, you don't need much more than that. And then last was Skyrim, which with the 550 Ti, obviously you can't do any texture mods. I was able to play at 1080p with about medium to high settings, with actually very playable frames around anywhere ranging from 40 to 60 with an average of about 50, which is actually very good for this computer. I didn't have any texture mods, as I said, so it was just the straight game from Steam, no Nexus mods. So overall, for 45 bucks, you really couldn't go wrong with the AM1 platform. Like I said, I've been having it in my home theater PC now for a couple months, and I am loving it. Money well spent. So go out and pick one up. I do recommend, go with the higher one if you could. It's like 50 or 60 bucks. Pick it up. You won't be disappointed, and you just can't go wrong with it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe if you're new, and this is Guth the Knight signing out.